So the preseason is finally over, and it is time to figure out who makes his team. Dallas still stinks. Yo, by the way, King Dingbat here. So the preseason has come and gone, and it is finally time to figure out who the hell makes his team. Now, we're going to get into it in a second. But before we do that, if you're new to the channel, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe for daily Eagles content, NFL content. We will be streaming every Eagles game. You don't want to miss it. And if you've been subscribed for a while, you know the deal. Just double check, double moonwalk check, and make sure you're still subscribed. Now, I am going to give you my 53-man roster prediction. Now, I've been doing these most of the time that I've been on YouTube, okay? I've done it. I've maybe missed one or two, but every time I've done it, the Eagles have basically done nothing like I said, okay? Nothing like I predicted. In this video, I'm not really going to discuss possible trades or situations. For example, I think it's very possible Jalen Reagor could get traded when the Eagles are doing their 53-man roster, okay? So something like that could happen, but it's just really hard to predict. I also think they could add another running back to this roster. And as far as the quarterbacks go, I believe the third quarterback is not on this roster yet. I believe that they're going to find a third quarterback and bring him in. But it's too hard to predict, so I'm just going to go based upon our current roster and what we have. And I'm going to jump right into it. Let's start right with the quarterbacks, okay? So I have the Eagles keeping 3 quarterbacks. I have them keeping, obviously, Jalen Hurts, Gardner Minshew, and then Reed Sinnett. I just call him Chinstrap. That thing's huge. But you may be saying, where's Carson Strong? Carson Strong, his plan is to cut him and pass waivers and then be brought on the practice squad. That's what I think the Eagles want to do. I think that's what they're looking to do. But I have the Eagles keeping 3 quarterbacks. As far as the running backs go, now this is interesting because I really went back and forth on this, right? I wanted to say the Eagles will keep 3 running backs, but I'm going to put 4 here. Now, I personally don't believe the 4th running back is on the roster right now. But if I'm basing it on the roster we have, I'm going to say Miles Sanders makes it. Kenneth Gainwell makes it. Boston Scott makes it. Then Jason Huntley. I have him making this squad. And the thing is I'm going to let him make it only because of kickoff returns. The Eagles do not have a real returner. So I have Gainwell. Huntley. I have Huntley making the team because of that. Wide receivers. Now, see, this is another one because I really am going back and forth between 5 and 6 wide receivers. But at the end of the day, I think the Eagles are going to keep 6 wide receivers, okay? And basically, this is how I see their depth chart, and I'm going to call it in order, okay, from 1 to the final one. A.J. Brown, I got making it. Devontae Smith, I got making it. Quez Watkins, I got making it. Zach Pascal, I got making it. I'm going to give Deon Cain a roster spot here. And I think he's better than Jalen Reagor, so I am going to put him above Jalen Reagor. Now, I think Reagor could get traded, and then that could end up being Greg Ward. But the reason I didn't put Greg Ward on this list is because Greg Ward hasn't practiced. Now, you know, I think Greg Ward is better than Reagor as in terms of a receiver. At least he's consistent. I know what I'm getting from him. Jalen Reagor has higher upside, but he hasn't lived up to it yet. So I have the Eagles keeping 6 wide receivers. As far as the tight ends go, there's some hard picks here, right? Because of course you know Dallas Goedert has to make this team. He's your number 1. But who's really your number 2? I would have said Richard Rodgers would be your 2. But if you look at the preseason games, he was playing with the 3rd and 4th string. So I'm going to say, I'm going to go on a limb here, and this may be crazy, but I got Dallas Goedert making it, Jack Stahl making it, and I'm not the biggest Jack Stahl fan. Grant Calcaterra making it, and those are going to be my 3 tight ends. Now, there's another spot where the Eagles could add another piece, but I got 3 tight ends for the Eagles making this team. Now, let's go to the offensive line. I mean, let's start on the left side of the line, the starting line, right? And here's who I have making. I have 9 offensive linemen making this team. Jordan Mailata, Lane Dickerson, Jason Kelsey, okay, Isaac Seumalo, Lane Johnson, Cam Jurgens, Andre Dillard, Jack Driscoll, and then Sua Opeta. Those are the 9 guys that I have making this team. Really, I really think they got a deep offensive line. I mean, you look at Opeta and Driscoll. They both have played before. We've seen what Cam Jurgens has done. And then the only question mark really that you have to ask is, what is Andre Dillard? Is Andre, not what is he, but is he going to be on this roster? Or will the Eagles look to move him? So that's who I have making it right now. I lean towards the Eagles probably not trading Andre Dillard. I think them trading Jalen Reagor is way more likely. So I have 9. Now, for the defensive side of the ball, I have the Eagles, and we'll start with the defensive ends. I have the Eagles keeping 4 defensive ends, okay? I have Brandon Graham, Josh Sweat, Derek Barnett, and Taron Jackson. Those are the 4 guys that I think will make it for the Eagles in the order of how I think the Eagles see their depth chart. Derek Barnett doesn't intrigue me at all, of course. But, you know, it is what it is. The Eagles, they've got him another year. As far as the defensive tackles go, this was a little bit hard too, because there's some guys like Marlon Tuapulutu, which I can never pronounce his name, who has really, really played good. So it would not surprise me if somehow the Eagles kept 5 defensive tackles, but I'm going to say they're going to keep 4. Okay, I got Fletcher Cox, Javon Hargrave, Jordan Davis, and Milton Williams making this team at the defensive tackle position. All right, so now I want to talk about the linebacking position. And I got to tell you, the linebacking core may be one of my favorite positions on this team. I can't believe the Eagles have made such a dramatic change in 1 year at the linebacking position. It's been unbelievable. And I have to tell you, when you look at the linebackers, they have a great combination of guys who have established themselves in this league as good players, and they have a lot of young guys who have a lot of upside. It is a very, very good blend. I think this is potentially the best set of linebackers the Eagles have had since back when they had Seth Joyner, Byron Evans, Jesse Small, Willie T. I mean it. That's how much I like this linebacking core. So, with that said, I have the Eagles keeping 7 linebackers. I have them keeping Hassan Reddick, Kaiser White, T.J. Edwards, Nakobe Dean, Davion Taylor, Sean Bradley, and Kyron Johnson. That's how I see it right now. I'm very intrigued by Kyron Johnson, too. I've heard some really good things about him. But I absolutely love the linebacking core. Now, at cornerback, I have the Eagles keeping 5 corners, okay? I think that the starting set of corners that we have is one of the strongest in the league, okay? I do have some concern at the depth at defensive back, and I would not be surprised if somebody wiggles free in the waivers or something, the Eagles look to pick them up. But here's who I have right now. Darius Slay, James Bradbury, Avante Maddox, Josh Joby, and Zeke McPherson. Those are the 5 corners that I have. I thought about Josiah Scott for a little bit, but then when you kind of looked at the safety position and what we have going on there, I felt like you needed to keep an extra safety as well. So 5 corners, and then I got the Eagles keeping 5 safeties. Usually I have the Eagles keeping 4 safeties, but this year I'm 5. We have to have 5 because there's some question about depth and stuff, and it's one of the question marks on our team. But, you know, when you look at the safeties, you know, Listen, I wouldn't be surprised if the Eagles cut somebody like Kevon Wallace. I know, well, where's Wallace, String? Where's Wallace? But I'm serious because he hasn't done anything. The only reason that I'm going to keep him on this roster, to be honest with you, is because of where they took him and because of the hopes that I had then. But here's who I have at safety. I have the Eagles keeping 5 safeties, okay? Marcus Epps, Jaquiski Tartt is going to make this team. Now, there's questions about whether he may not make this team. There's a good possibility he doesn't. But I got him making the team. I think that even though he came late to training camp, missed a lot of time, I still think he gives you a veteran presence that you need. He still can hit, and I'm going to keep him on this team. So I have Marcus Epps, Jaquiski Tartt, Anthony Harris, Kevon Wallace, and Andre Chachachara, who I really like actually more than Kevon Wallace. But those are the linebackers. I'm sorry. Those are the safeties that I have the Eagles keeping. We're going to keep 5 this year. As far as, kicker goes, of course, Jake Elliott, punter, Arian Sipos, and then long snapper, Rick Lovato. Now, I know there may be a lot of people saying, what about like a Devin Allen or what about Britton Covey, those guys. I think those guys will all be on the practice squad. I think they'll clear waivers and make the practice squad. I think Carson Strong too. I think the Eagles set it up so that Carson Strong would make the practice squad, and I expect that. Some of the guys that you may like that are not on this roster, I think the Eagles will go ahead and hopefully add them to the practice squad. Now, this isn't going to come out the way I have it here. I think that if we're looking at things, I really think you can see Reed Sinnett go and the Eagles get a third quarterback off of the streets or somebody getting cut. I think a fourth running back could be maybe they call up Jordan Howard, maybe somebody wiggles free, maybe they make a trade. But until then, I'm going to keep Huntley mainly because I think he's the only guy that can do kickoff returns. Guys like John Hightower at wide receiver, I just don't think he's going to make it. I just don't. Jalen Reagor, I think I have Reagor on here because I just can't see the Eagles cutting him. But I think Jalen Reagor, he could be traded. So that's what we have to watch for. So that's pretty much my 53-man roster. There's a couple positions, wide receiver, tight end, running back, the safety positions, that I go back and forth on. But if I had to make a guess, that's the best guess that I got. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section. I'm sure the cuts will be coming in as soon as this video's up. I'm going to have to put this video up like in the middle of the night or something, because by the morning, they're going to already be doing their cuts and the video will be like outdated. So probably have to put up really early or, really, really like early in the morning. With that said, take care. Talk to you later, of course. Don't be a dingbat. Let me know your 53-man roster in the comment section. And remember, it's how we vision. We're all just living in it. So now it gets real. No more preseason, no more training camp. It's all about the season now. It's all about September 11th when the Eagles go into Detroit to double moonwalk that ass. And I'm going to be ready. You're going to be ready. It is going to happen. I know the Cowboys are scared. I know Washington stinks. I know the Giants stinks. I don't care. We're coming for all of them. We're coming for the meats. Denzel Washington, out.